Hello, class. I am going to make a video now regarding the worksheet from chapter 25, the two promissory notes that I had you look at, and I still have to score it, but I want you to at least um, have some discussion of it. So let me switch out. I put my PowerPoint up, and I'll make this PowerPoint available to you as well after I make this video. All right, see if I can advance the slide. All right, here we go. The first note. Oh, my screen, I'm blocking the text. Let me move it over this way. Sorry, class. Anyway, the note reads as follows, and I'll see if I can expand this a little bit. All right, the note reads, I, Justin Timberlake, promise to pay to the order of Julia Roberts the sum of $4,000 on or before the first day of May 2022, with interest at 5% per annum. The maker hereof reserves the right to extend the time of payment of said note for 6 months. All right, so you want to uh, examine this instrument, and you need to take the 6 required elements and see if they are all present in the instrument. All right, that way you'll be able to conclude one way or the other, do you have a negotiable instrument? So the 6 elements, I have them laid out for you here on this slide, and you want to start memorizing what these 6 elements are so that when you're examining an instrument, you will be able to very quickly take a look and see if these elements are present. So the 6 elements are laid out here as a bullet point. Let's just walk through the 6 elements. So first of all, is this instrument in writing? Yes, it is in writing. I may have written that in the assignment. I did not write it here, but that is not usually the issue that we are going to argue about or dispute over. All right, so it's in writing. Is it signed by the maker? There may not be a signature line here. I may not have been able to transfer it onto the slide. However, normally there will be a signature line, or we can alternatively take the first line where Justin Timberlake's name is, and we can say that that is a signature. Not a problem usually under the UCC. So we'll just check off that second element. It is present as well. There's a signature by the maker. Let's look at the third element. Unconditional promise or order to pay. Do you have language that is unconditional, definitive, where Justin promises to pay? Yes, you see that language in the first line. I, Justin Timberlake, promise to pay. And I put it out there in quotes in blue just to remind you that it's present. Look at the fourth element. Is the note for a fixed amount of money, including the interest. So it does say, if you look at the instrument, it does say $4,000. And if you read a little further, at 5% per annum. Should be no problem with this fixed amount of money. It is in a currency understood to be US dollars, given that we are in an American context, right? And the interest rate at 5% is clear. It is not an illegal rate of interest. No problem. You have fixed amount of money. Going on to the fifth element, is this instrument payable on demand or at a definite time? So you have to read a little further. Well, actually not a little further, but about the same place in the middle of the instrument. It says payable on or before the first day of May. All right. And do not forget to look for the extension if there is one. And this note does have an extension. It says the maker hereof reserves the right to extend. How much time may the maker extend? It says for a limited amount of time for up to 6 months. So that should be no problem as long as there's a limitation when the maker is the one with the right to extend. It's a valid extension clause. So no problem with that fifth element. And last element, sixth element, is the instrument payable to order or to bearer? Language is pretty clear. It does say paid to the order of Julia Roberts. So all your elements are present. The instrument is negotiable. Let's take a look at the second note. Here it is on the screen. It reads as follows. We, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, promise to pay to the order of Ursula Buffet or bearer the sum of $500 in silver coins on or before the first day of January 2024. The makers reserve or reserves the right to extend the time of payment indefinitely. All right, we have a writing. We can read it. It's on a piece of paper. All right, is it signed by the makers? Again, I did not transfer any kind of signatures, but at the very least, we have their names in the first line. That can suffice as signature. So we do have signatures. All right, do we have an unconditional promise to pay? Unconditional promise or order to pay. And it does say, we, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, promise to pay. So language is present. It is definite. No qualification. You have an unconditional promise to pay. All right, do you have the fourth element, which is a fixed amount of money, including the interest? All right, let's read this. It says, pay the sum of $500 in silver coins, and then it goes on to give the date. All right, so the language is $500 in silver coins. Now, silver coins are valuable. That's worthwhile, all right, for a lender to be repaid in silver coins. The problem is silver coins are not a currency, not in circulation in any economy in our country or around the world. So that will cause a problem. It will affect the negotiability of the note and render the note non-negotiable. You need to spot that. Anything other than a currency will make an instrument non-negotiable. All right, let's look at the fifth element, payable on demand or at a definite time, and also take a look at the extension clause. So here the note says payable on or before the first day of January 2024. No problem there. Take a look at the last line. It does give an extension clause. It does have an extension clause and give a right to extend to the two makers. How long is that right? That right to extend is indefinite. And when it's indefinite like that, it will render the note non-negotiable. The makers cannot have an unlimited amount of time on their extension. All right, and then let's look at the last element, the sixth element. Is the instrument payable to order or to bearer? In this case, it is paid to the order of Ursula Buffet. No problem. There's an or, and actually I did not read all of that. It says Ursula Buffet or bearer. No problem. We have a very clear statement as to who it's payable to, including a bearer. That will not affect the negotiability. However, there are two elements that are going to affect the negotiability of the instrument, and they will render the instrument non-negotiable. I hope that this is clear to you, and please, if you have any questions, let me know.